Welcome back everyone, my name is Jaden Godey, and in today's video I'm going to be experimenting with different type of things to set up my September bullet journaling spreads. So usually for my setups, I've just used my Tombow dual brush pens and I've drawn out all the different things in my setups. But today I wanted to try out some different things, like adding some pieces of paper and just playing around with various different things that I've printed out or cut out from pieces of paper or anything really. In the past, I've usually just added a little bit of paper in the corners and some washi tape, but today I'm going to be using a variety of different things, from line paper to wrapping paper and even some little pictures I printed out. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video because I was experimenting and playing around with different things for my setup. So here I ripped out a piece of brown wrapping paper that we had in my basement. You can see here that's the big roll we have. I've just used this for wrapping some friends' gifts or for Christmas presents, and it looks really cute if you wrap a present with that paper and you tie some twine around it. It looks so cool and rusticy. So this theme, I'm kind of going for a scrapbooky type thing, so just adding bunches of pieces of paper as if I was journaling and taking pictures I took and adding them onto my scrapbooking papers. I didn't take these pictures myself, I just found these on Google and printed them out and added these extra white borders around it to make it look kind of like a Polaroid picture. Now I added this little piece of brown washi tape to make it look like it's holding up the picture. So here's the lined paper I used and I glued that on. Now I'm going to be using the lined paper for a couple of different things in this setup. This one I'm using for a quote that I wrote and it says, "Enjoy the little things." I really wanted to keep all of this kind of simple, and the whole theme, I mean, it's kind of a busy looking theme, but I wanted to keep it simple and make it look really nice. I used a darker brown piece of construction paper along with the brown wrapping paper. Adding some more pictures and some washi tapes. I think it looks so nice, and I wanted to go for this planty color. So you can see here the color scheme are these browns and the greens. So I actually got these little paint cards from Home Depot and I just cut them out to a certain size, and I think it adds a really nice look to it. So these are some flowers I actually picked from the front of our yard, and these little green plant things. No idea what they're actually called, but I thought they were so pretty and I wanted to add them into my September spreads somehow. I just wanted to incorporate that into this theme. I put them on top of my biology books and some of my older math books to flatten them out so that they wouldn't stick out on my spreads and they would just lay flat so that I could close my book easy. So I cut out this little piece of paper with September on it. I used this typewriter font. That's just what I'm gonna call it. It kind of looks like what a typewriter's font would look like. And I thought it looked so nice with the spread. It all just kind of matches together with the scrapbooky type thing and the typewriter font. For some reason, it just goes together really nicely. Onto my calendar spread, added some more paper and this paint card and a little bit of washi tape to hold the two together. Now, I challenged myself this month to not use a ruler for the actual drawing of things. I can use a ruler for cutting out pictures and all that, but I did not use a ruler. I think in my previous video I said I'm going to challenge myself this time, and I actually am so happy with how it turned out. I'm really amazed that it actually worked out. I don't know. I think it adds a little bit more character into the spreads, not being exactly straight, that it doesn't look like it's just printed onto the paper, and just a more hand-drawn look. So my original plan was to add brown pieces of paper onto the little blocks that doesn't have a day in it, like the previous month and the next month, where I said onto October. I was going to put brown pieces of paper there and write all those little lines on it, and you'll see, I'll come back later. I just totally forgot to do it. I'm using my new Mildliner pens I got. I actually got them for super cheap at Walmart, and on Amazon I think they're the same price, but at like a store like Michael's you're probably going to be paying double, so I'd recommend either ordering online or going to Walmart. You'll see I added these little, they're not, I wouldn't say they're drop shadows, but the little line on the like right side on the letters for September, and I did that for everything. I cut out the little piece of paper for the titles of the spreads, like the mood tracker, habit tracker, and that I wrote with the green Mildliner pen. For my mood tracker and habit tracker, you'll see for the bottom half, I just covered that in the brown paper. I've been wanting to kind of split my mood and habit tracker separately. I usually just do like the mood tracker on the left side of the spread and then the habit tracker on the right. I've been wanting to do like a top and bottom thing, so I decided to do that, and I thought it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. For the mood tracker, each day's little sketch thing is the doodles I was adding on each spread, like the little 3 dots, the squiggly line, the circle, and the washi tape. So I just drew those out, and that's what I'm going to be filling in each day depending on how I felt that day and what my mood was. Again, I didn't use a ruler for the washi tapes, did a more hand-drawn look, and I messed up on a couple of them, but I mean, I think it turned out really nice, and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't really mind that I messed up. It looks nice with it. Added another little picture of some plants, and it looks like a little Polaroid picture. For the actual moods, I used 6 different colors rather than the usual 3. So I added a couple more moods that I could be, just because I wanted to add the green and the brown and then incorporate that throughout the spread. Now for my habit tracker, I actually got inspiration from other YouTubers that did their monthly setups, and I took this lined paper that I use for school and stuff, and I ripped it up into these, I mean, they're not really a shape, it's not really a circle or a square, and I just ripped them out to this general size so that I can fit in the habit tracker little calendars onto it. Didn't use a ruler, and I mean, they look a little bit wonky, but I think that really matches with the theme. And since I'm not using a ruler and I'm doing the scrapbooking thing, I don't know, I just feel like not having it look just printed onto there gives it way more character, like I said before. You'll see I kind of kept this little spot open to the left side in the corner, and that's for the flower I'm going to be putting there. So here I'm flipping to my gratitude tracker, but here I realized that I I forgot to do the brown paper. So I just added that onto it, and I think it looks really nice. I'm glad I remembered to do that, because if I didn't, I would probably have never realized. I don't know how I remembered about it. I was probably just flipping through, and then I decided, you know what, it would look really nice if I did the brown pieces of paper. Now, actually, onto my gratitude tracker. Added more ripped pieces of paper to the corner, and then I just did my usual thing, added the gratitude tracker title onto it, and wrote the numbers on the sides. I love my new Mildliner pens. I'm probably going to be doing a swatch page with those, and I'll do a review video on that, so hopefully that will be coming out soon, and I'm kind of excited to start filming that because I absolutely love these, and I see what all the excitement is about with this and why everyone is buying these. For the gratitude tracker, also the numbers, I did like black where the white paper is, and I did white on the brown. I don't know if that made sense, but you know, whatever. Also, I just forgot to put some washi tape on there and the black little squiggles and dots, so I just quickly added that too. So for the playlist page, I cut out these little brown pieces of paper into the shape of, I think it was a 6x8 grid on the bullet journal dots, and I glued those onto the paper, and that's where I'm going to be putting the little album cover photo that I printed out. And yeah, I didn't want to keep it just white like I usually do, so I used the brown paper. Here I'm just cutting out all the album covers for the songs I chose to put in my playlist. See, this spread doesn't really have a use to me, but it's kind of cool to look back over the months to see what songs I enjoyed at that point. Some of these songs I've had in previous months before, but that's just when I kind of revisited them, and I just still enjoyed them and still listen to them. I don't know, it's just a really fun spread to make, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Wrote the titles of the songs in the white Jelly Roll pen, and I think that looks really nice, other than just using the black Micron pen. Now for my last two pages, again I used some ripped paper for the quote I'm going to be writing, and I just ripped it out to the size I wanted, and I'm going to be putting a green paint card on top of that. Some more light brown paper that I ripped out, and some of the dark brown. And I added this cool brown book picture of them on a shelf. Added a little bit of washi tape just to fill in some spaces, and that's kind of the same for the little dots and squiggles I add onto the spreads, and it's kind of just to fill up the empty space that's there, not to have it just plain white. I added a little piece of brown paper to write less is more, just another simple quote. Now I'm just writing onto October because I honestly had no idea what else to write, but yeah, just cut that out and put that onto the page. So usually I just use 1 or 2 washi tape colors, but in this one I think I used around 5. I used the dark green checkered washi tape, the light brown one, I used the darker gray smaller washi tape and a light green of that one, and then I also used this white washi tape with some green plants on it. Now it's time for me to add the little plants onto the page. And oh my goodness, I loved doing that. I'm so excited to do my next monthly setup because I want to add some planty things in like this again. It's so cool, it looks so pretty. It kind of like makes your book wider when you close it, so it's hard to put it back into my white case, but yeah. Anyway, here's the final flip through of my September monthly setup. So happy about how this turned out. Definitely going to be incorporating more paper and pictures into my future monthly setups. It was so fun to play around with the different things like the paint cards. I would have never really thought about that until I saw something on Pinterest with the paint cards, and I thought it looked so pretty, so I just had to try it. You'll see here on the playlist page I added these little black lines around the brown pieces of paper that the album is on, and I just thought it gave it a little bit more effect other than the plain brown rectangles. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful or inspirational, and hopefully this also inspired you to experiment with different types of things that you can put into your monthly setups, like the paint cards I mentioned, and just play around and have fun with it. But anyways, until the next video, see ya.